Hello everyone, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. And I get to do an amazing flip through with you today. I'm so excited. I created this journal, so I have an extra special attachment to it. I think it came out well, and I wanted to share it with you and take time to go through things. So what I want to focus on today is inspiring tips for making junk journals. At least I hope they're inspiring. And this is another graham cracker box journal. If you remember, maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, I had my Ode to Diana junk journal. So if you go to my channel and you just search Ode to Diana, Lindsay Zenor, it'll pop right up. And I went through that whole thing. I'm trying to use up graham cracker boxes. My boys eat graham crackers like they're going out of style. It's kind of a generational thing. My grandfather loved to eat graham crackers and milk for breakfast. Then my mom, and then me, and now my boys. But I don't eat them anymore. I try to eat a healthier breakfast than that. But anyway, so graham cracker boxes, I have a ton of them, and I'm trying to use them up. So this is the one I made. This is called Blooming Roses. It has lots of different florals in it, but roses are definitely the main thing for signatures. The spine, I hope that this will inspire you a lot, is the spine. And this is Indian fabric. It is not silk. It's a synthetic, I think, but it is from India. And I only had like this weird strips of it. And so I glued the strips down over each other. Do you see how you have the edges, the frayed edges? And I used it up that way. Just, you can see the edges, and I think it's really cool. And then by the time you sew the signatures in and you stitch here and here, it's not going anywhere, but you kind of have that cool fraying effect. So that might help somebody out if you only have strips of fabric. These are my floral journal labels. You can get these in my shop. So this journal belongs to you. And then I just used some scrapbook paper to cover it with. The front has some vintage book pages and then some lace and other things. I have vintage roses. This lady I cut out of a vintage rose book and put her on there. She's a nice size. And then there's some lace and a little button flower. It's stitched all around. And then inside, this is like an index for, I think it's a vintage floral book. And then I've used my Tim Holtz stencil with some ink. It is fabric lined, so this hinge is going to hold up. So let's just go through it. This is, I'm going to forget the name of all my digitals because I've gotten to that point where there's more than my brain can fill. French Script Botanicals, I believe that's what that is. I've done lots of stenciling, some little stamped labels. So here's a tip for you. I want to point out tips as I go along. This is just a label stamp with some Stays On Midnight Blue ink, but this is a book page, like the side of a book page from this, I think it's from this book actually, but the patina on it is excellent. Instead of throwing it out, I did a whole bunch of stamps and then cut them out so that I set them aside and then I could use them in the journal. So I've got some beautiful book pages. This is my paper pack Cute Country Gardens. This is the page that has bunnies on it. I have a Tim Holtz ephemera piece here I turned into a tuck spot. And this is a collaged journal card that I made with wallpaper and a book page. So that tucks in there. Here is one of my collaged book page pockets. And I have a bunch of these for sale in my shop. If they're not sold out yet, under Lindsay's Handmade. A little snippet I made using some People Image Club images. I hope you check that out in my collections, but just a snippet. I have a video how I made these as well, just a couple videos ago. And then a little parchment tag with some lace. This paper pack I purchased on Etsy. It was $3.99 from Blossom Paper Art. It is gorgeous. And that was my main inspiration for the papers throughout, was this pack. So these stripes came in the pack, this came in the pack, and I will try to point out, this is not sponsored. They don't know I'm making this journal or anything. I just loved it. And so that was my inspiration. This is from People Image Club. So Blooming Roses, I just think is so pretty. This is mine. This is Sweet and Breezy. I have scrapbook paper with just a scrap of parchment, so you can doodle something along the edge. This is another tip. If you don't have coffee paper, or don't want to use coffee paper or want to hoard coffee paper, use 20-pound ivory or tan copy paper, and it's not bright white. You can see the difference between the bright white and this color, and it makes for a great page. Really gorgeous book pages. I tried to not hoard when I was making this journal, but use some of my beautiful pages. Here is a belly band I created with some paper, some wide washi tape, and a snippet. And then this book, if you're interested in trying to find it somewhere, it's called Living in a Wild Garden. And then this is a vintage, like vintage. I think it's 1920s or 1930s. The silver maple and the common box elder. So I slipped that in there. This is my kit, Country Piece. One of the first kits I ever made. This background, I don't even remember. Just some plain background. I don't even remember where I got this. I printed it. And then this is a vintage book page with one of those little stamp labels again. Now, this paper pack was my second inspiration. So I wanted to find something else to go with that paper pack from Blossom Art. So this is a paper pack. I think it's actually a kit. I didn't use the ephemera in this. I meant to, and I forgot to print it. This is from Lonnie. So this is Art by Lonnie. I don't remember the name of the kit. It's maybe ink something. Art by Lonnie on Etsy. I made a little pocket and this tag. So here's another inspirational tip. If you have a big background stamp, you can make simple tags just by stamping it over cardstock. So it's just cardstock strips Lonnie gave me. Lonnie also gave me this parchment. So I'm using a lot of stuff she gave me. Stamped on it. This is leftover yarn from when I was doing the binding. Or thread, and then I've just glued a little button on there. This was also trying to not hoard. Love this book. Oh, so pretty. So I've used a bunch of those. I think Joanne sent me this from a bird book she had, so I added it in here. There's another little snippet from the People Image Club images. And this piece of a snippet is from Diana. So the Ode to Diana journal, I still had some of Diana's snippet roll left, and I added a little bit right there. This is Cute Country Gardens, the Moth page. This is from the Blossom Paper Arts, and this is a vintage rose book page piece. That bird page. So here's another tip. Try to think of what you can do to make the book pages usable. So what I did here, you can't really see the bird on this page, but you can read a little bit about it and it's still nature-y. So I put a piece of washi tape up here, to do, done, noted. And so you could write a little list. There's room to write. And then here there was a big space. So I just used some markers and kind of made a frame. So maybe you could put a quote or something like that in there. So here's the rest of that dragonfly from Lonnie's paper. Some old fabric that I turned into a ribbon, and then a little bulb pin with two little beads on it. This is actually a strip cut out from Cute Country Gardens that I glued on here. Another one of those snippets. So this image is available on People Image Club. You can print it much bigger. I printed them tiny to make snippets. This is from Country Piece. There's another fabric snippet. And this is part of Diana's snippet roll again. Added that in there, and you can see the little, I think that's a dragonfly. Another little piece of Diana's snippet, and then some old fabric. This I cut out of a vintage rose book. Here's Blossom Paper Art again. And then I just used the washi tape over it like it's washi taped in, but it's like a gold brooch. It's a photo of like a gold brooch. Cute Country Gardens, the rabbit paper. Book page with some stitched ribbon on the edge. This is a piece cut out from one of the rose books, and I just glued it over this book page. Like I was talking about, one of my tips, you can write a quote or something there, and it makes a very pretty, usable book page. These are both from French Script Botanicals, one of my paper packs. This is from one of the rose books. As you can see, I was dissecting rose books. And then this was also from a rose book, and I backed it with some of that tan copy paper. This is Blossom Paper Art. Here, this is scrapbook paper. Little vintage statement paper. I think that I got that from Feed the Birdies on Instagram. I made a little pocket out of this book page. There's a cute little tag. I got these tags from Lonnie as well. This is a vintage part of a book page. Love this background page. I think this is from Creative Fabrica. I use it frequently in my journals because I love it so much. Oh, let's talk about another tip real quick. So I have a folder on my computer called Colorful Backgrounds, and I put in papers that I want to use multiple times that are colorful, but they make a good background page. So that's in there, and I use it frequently because I have a folder specifically for that. So when I'm printing on the opposite side of something, like this is Lonnie's kit here, and I wanted to print something on the back of it, I can go to that folder if I'm looking for color and find a great background. This is Blossom Paper Art, and I just glued on some of that tan copy paper and added one of those stamped labels. That way there is writing room. This is a page to my ink saver kit birds. Ink saver birds, which you'll see more of later. A little snippet. This is one of my new paper packs. It's called Enchanted Hummingbirds. Love how this kit came out. So I've used that in there. Blossom Paper Art. Some vintage music paper. It says Country Dance and English Folk Song. I made a little pocket with a snippet on it, and then a journal card from a book page image, and just added some stitched ribbon to the top. And of course you can take this out and you can write all on this paper. You can write there and then slip it back in. This is from Paulette. TLC Creates Vintage, and she has monthly clubs where she emails you images, and a couple times a year I like to kind of treat myself. They're not that expensive. They're reasonably priced. You get a ton of images. You get images every day. This is one she sent, and I thought it would be beautiful with the yellows and stuff. And then right there in the middle, I made it into a journal page. Some washi tape, some more vintage music, vintage stationery, another snippet, and this was from a little card someone gave me. Made a little flip. I love how this spread came out. So Blossom Paper Art in the background. This is from a vintage floral book, but I made a pocket, and then just a manila tag that's been stamped with a handwriting stamp, and then some fluff and fabric stitched on there. So really pretty. Love how it came out. We have Enchanted Hummingbirds, another snippet, Blossom Paper Art next to Lonnie's paper. And then I've just layered up a tag and a sticker and some washi tape. Oh, got some glue problems here. Love glue problems when they stick. So there's more of that butterfly paper. We have a really pretty pocket here with a tag. I got this in Happy Mail. I think it's really pretty. It's kind of framed. This is a wallpaper. It looks like a stamp, but it's wallpaper onto a book page. And then this is, oh, that glue really bled through, but whoa, that's interesting. Why did that come right off? Very interesting. I will have to glue that back on. Okay then. Or I will just get a paper clip. Maybe a pretty one. I'm looking at my paper. I have a paper clip bag here. Oh, here's a pink one, or a purple one, or a mauve one, or whatever you want to call it. We'll just clip that on so it doesn't go anywhere. And then you can clip something up there as well. Little cluster in the corner. Rose book page. Made a little tuck spot. There's a pink doily, and this I got at Happy Mail. I love how it's backed with multiple layers of sewing paper. It feels really soft and luxurious. And of course, roses goes well with this. That's another little stamped book page that I did. I think that's a Graphic 45 stamp. French Script Botanicals. This is scrapbook paper. This I got in Happy Mail. I think Anna made it for me. I could be wrong on that. Anna England. But I have a bunch of these that someone sent me. There's little beads on them. I thought that was really pretty. Blossom Paper Art. This is Graphics Fairy. I just put on one of our little people images from People Image Club. Some packaging. Tim Holtz bingo card. There's butterflies again. Lonnie's paper, and I added some washi tape from In Love Arts to the top there. This is a vintage envelope. I think it's from Germany, with a letter in it. I can't read any of it. I don't know the language, but I thought the colors were beautiful to add in here. Lonnie's paper again, so gorgeous. Another pocket. You have a little index of common names. It's a floral book page, and then a little graphics fairy tag. A collage. This is a collaged corner pocket that I made, and it's stitched. And then this is just a greeting card. It's really pretty. I got that in Happy Mail, and I stuck that there because the colors and then the butterflies. Lonnie's paper. Just a little vintage catalog card with a vintage multiplication card. And I put those there because this page, I mean, it had some orange florals, but it didn't really stand on its own. It was just too busy. So we needed something else, and you can journal all on here. Beautiful floral. This is from my kit Postage Due. Handwriting stamp. This is Cute Country Gardens. It's the butterfly page. And I've added the sticker Best Day Ever. This is Blossom Paper Art in the middle. And then I've added Note to Self. Pocket I made. It says Better Together. You can tuck things in there. I got this in Happy Mail. Just glued it on there. This image pulls out, but it shows through the window. It's gorgeous. Little corner tuck spot I made with a playing card. Lonnie's paper. Lot of pages in here. Lonnie's paper. So vintage rose book page. Lonnie's paper. Joanne, this is one of her tuck spots. And then this is a sticker sheet. It's beautiful, and I thought the colors went really well. I got this bag in Happy Mail, so you can tuck things in there. Just glued it on the page. And then a little doily on this is from Blossom Paper Art. Scrapbook paper. This is another collaged pocket that I did, and I got this in Happy Mail, and I've just added on this book page rose to the bottom. This is from Lonnie. This is my Ink Saver Morris Garden. And then I have added some rickrack. Blossom Paper Art. This is my Ink Saver Birds. Blossom Paper Art. Love the washi tape. This is one of Joanne's envelopes. Her Etsy shop is Junk Journal Treasures, so check her out. I've just snipped it right there so you can open it and tuck things in there. I've added a sticker and a little stitched cluster over here. More washi tape, stamping with rhinestones, little cut apart with so here's another tip with this book page. I've added stenciling and then made this part usable so you can put in a month. This is my flower garden notes. And here we have this is the Bleeding Heart or Pearl Drops. And then this is I think this is from Victoria Designs. It says note, date, and subject. So I've made this space very usable and beautiful. I believe that this is from TLC Creates Vintage. And then a little stamp, another one of my collaged pockets, and just some writing paper. This is a wallpaper here in the back. Done stamping, rhinestones, and then clipped in a butterfly sticker. So another tip is, all right, so here's a journal card I made. I'll get to that tip in just a second. This parchment cardstock Lonnie gave me, and I stitched on a book page. These are roses. And so when I clipped it on here, because I'm trying to go yellow, yellow, right? And pink, pink. I had this, which I almost left, but tips for making excellent junk journals. Don't waste paper clips. So if you want to go the extra step, tuck something in there. This is a little sticker. You remove the backing. It can be placed anywhere. So that's another tip. I've added a little washi tape there. And this is a butterfly stamp that is on its last leg. You can see how blotchy it is, but I kind of really love it. I think it looks great. And I've done two different colors there. This is a stitched pocket. I think I got this in Happy Mail. I just punched out a little U shape so you know you can tuck things in there, and I've added a sticker. And that's just to cover this really boring book page in the back. Nothing really much you can do with it, but you can write here. You can tuck here. And now you have something beautiful and useful. Little playing card there. This is the other side of Joanne's envelope. I just glued on a doily and added a faux wax seal sticker. These are from Vintage Image Club. I've just stamped on them and inked them up. There are Vintage Bohemian Ladies. And again, we have a garden card. This is the perennial wallflower, or the constant cheer. Love that name. And then another little note paper, blossom paper art. Ink Saver birds. I just splashed a little Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist here because I was trying to pull some green. I got this in Happy Mail. Don't remember where it came from. My guess is Elsie Bell's bookshelf. Could be wrong. I removed, there was a little crab also hanging on here, and the crab really didn't go with the journal, so I took that charm and put it in my little charm drawer. And I've added some stenciling, some little rose stenciling, but this is really pretty. If you can see how cool that is, hanging from the edge, and that's just clipped on the page. You can journal on the back. Joanne made that. This is Lonnie's page. Oh, I don't know what that's doing there. And we come to the end where I have signed it. So I hope that gave you a ton of inspiration. I really enjoyed making it, and it is available for sale in my shop. Just click the link below and go to Lindsay's Handmade, and that's where it'll be. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I will see you all next time.